Please, I want to ask on line 29, 28 rather, and line 30, how that food as a parameter in that function is surfacing down there is kind of confusing to me.
Line 29.
And then 28 rather, 28, the food, that parameter
Yes.
inside the and then see you are still referencing it under there on line 30. So I'm just confused in that line, those two lines.
Okay. Do we have another question before I go ahead? All right. I guess none. Well, let me explain what is going on here. Now, this is an array of foods. In other words, list of foods. You get that? And we are using for each. See, this foods you are seeing here is the same as this one. So we are using for each loop to run through this array. Okay, and you know what array does? Array returns one item per iteration. When it runs one, it returns second until it returns all the items in the array you are iterating over. Now we are saying the array is in plural. We assume that each item in the array is now the singular form, which is food. So now this food you are seeing here as a parameter to the callback function of this for each loop is holding one item each from this array. So the first time it's going to run, you will see rice. The food will be rice. The second one will be beans, eba, yam, indomie, spaghetti, juice, and so on. Alright, so that is what this side is doing. In the HTML here, I just created an ordered list. There is no list item inside. Okay, because I wanted to use JavaScript here to create the list item. That's what I did. This thing here is just creating a list element, HTML list element that I'm calling li. In other words, the list element is stored inside this li variable. Now, line 30, what I'm saying now is I want each of the food that is returned from this iteration to be the text, the list contents of my list element that I created here. So when it's run the first time and it returns rice, rice will automatically become a list element inside my unordered list, and that's why you are seeing it here with these dots showing that okay, this is a list item, not just not a paragraph, not a heading, but is a list item. So if I change this to OL, you see that this will change to number 1 to tell you that why I'm referencing the food here is now because I want the food to be the list content of my list element that I created here. That's how best I can explain it. Is that simple enough? Or somebody else on the call who understands better can go ahead to borrow his or her voice.
Okay, sir. I thank you, sir. I still want to ask one more question. On that same line 30, What will happen if we decide to comment it out?
Okay, we'll do just that. Uh, Chibundo, where is that, my oga? Chibundo said,
Good, good evening, sir.
"Good evening, sir. I don't understand." He said, "Why is it for each loop looking foreign in my eyes?" Hey, yeah. Chibundo, did you go for vacation? You have jackpot. Have you jackpot?
I've not Japa though, but I've not really practiced for a while, sha. Maybe that's why.
Okay. My brother, and I saw he did all of us. He did was vroom 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 for I. All right. Nice to have you on the call. Um, Mr. Benedict, let's go ahead and comment line 13 out. What is going to happen? So, if we comment out line 13, it means we don't have our list is empty. It's showing us list, but there is nothing to add to the list. So, where are we going to get the list items? Is that
I thought go. I was thinking it will see the line 30 where we will do the same work at line 30. Think it will go to the inner text. But is it possible we add all of that one in one line?
add all of what?
Like inside the bracket dot inner text. That is good list dot append child li dot inner text, yes. Instead of another separate line.
So, what you are saying is that at the back here, we put dots inner
And
test.
maybe inside the bracket. I don't know. Maybe inside the same bracket.
Well, if we put food here, this is what you are saying.
Not really sure. It don't work.
Yes, like this is working, but for me, oh, I don't know for another person. For me, it's better for me to understand it if they are separate like this. I will better understand what is happening. The two line appears to be redundant, yes, but I understand it like this better. I know what this one is doing and I know what this one is doing. And it's either I put this, merge it to this, or I separate the two. So, whichever way you do it and it works for you, that's fine. But I'm just stating my own.
So that's line 30, meaning it's taking the the food, the each iteration that it gets as the food is taking it and putting it in the elements that we created, which is L1 in 2028, right?
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
You
All right,
got
so thank you.
you got the point.
So sorry, if we wanted it to be an order list, meaning we'll do it from the HTML part, right?
Yes, yes. You just come line 10 here, you get it done.
Okay, so thank you.
You're welcome. Next.